Loving what I'm seeing. The Stop Wasting Your Wine community just blowing up out there. Everybody's having fun. It's good. It's good to see.
Although nobody's into Stop Wasting Your Winos, though.
I didn't even bring it up. I was going to let it go, and
Why not?
You brought it in. So, boom, it's back in, baby. I'm back on it. Stop wasting your winos.
Listen, I want you to do you on that. If you want to make that a thing, I want you to make that a thing. It's so far the people don't want to make that a thing, which I think is the biggest problem. But the bar is still set at just
that
one.
Also concerns me.
It is long, you know. We gotta find a way. Unless we're gonna shorten it to winos, which I'm not sure everyone wants to be a part of. Like there has to be some shortened version, like, and not derogatory towards someone who drinks way too much wine.
Let me workshop it a little bit.
I don't think wino is a derogatory word. It's like,
is it not?
No, it's just what if he's into wine. There are a lot of people that call themselves winos.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Maybe it's how some folks use it then.
Yeah, maybe it's like pretentious.
Or I think someone who drinks a lot of wine gets called a wino sometimes.
That's not necessarily a bad thing, though, right? Welcome to Stop Wasting Your Wine, a wine review podcast where we waste our wine so you don't have to. On this episode, we review
a red wine from France.
Welcome back to the show. Thanks so much for coming back to us today. I'm Joel, and of course, I'm joined by two of the healthiest people in my life, Colin and Aaron. How are you guys doing today?
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I'm doing all right, but come on, you say that, and now I'm gonna get hit with 18 different plagues that have been circulating my home.
That's not my intention. But of the group, you guys, I think, are the healthiest.
I've been pretty lucky recently. My kid hasn't brought in anything terrible back from daycare, which is an absolute cesspool. So I've actually
knock on wood.
Yeah, I know. Ain't that the truth? So yeah, I've been on the up and up for the past couple of months actually. So, here's to our little grubby children.
You said of the group. You not feeling well, Joel? You feeling a little under the weather?
Just a little bit. The kid's got a little, little cough going on, and just today I got, slapped in the face with a little bit of I think this one's, a little cold situation. So we're gonna push through. We're gonna prevail. We're back to an alcoholic wine today, and I'm pretty sure that helps to kill any kind of bacteria or anything that might be inside my body. So this is gonna be really good for that. And I'm just being around you guys today and having an opportunity to hang out and talk is already livening my spirits. I'm feeling so much better.
I hope that alcohol theory works, man, because my kids are at the cough right in your mouth phase of their lives. They know they're supposed to cover their mouths. They try, but sometimes just sneaks up on them. And it's like they turn, they look you in the eye, and then they like full throat cough up your nose. Yeah, my oldest just, we had this great weekend. My wife's been away all weekend. I was me and the boys, and we would go from like jumping around the trampolinium, which is what my kids call it, to like we'd be sitting. It's great. It's a great deal. You go, they jump around for 90 minutes, then they lay on a couch for forever. It's awesome. But I look over, I'm like, "Are you feeling okay?" He's like, "Yeah, why?" And I go over and I touch his head, and he's on fire. I think his temperature was like 103.5. What? We were just at the trampolinium. And then I give him some ibuprofen, and 20 minutes later, he's like 98.6. I'm like, kids are weird, man.
Trampolinium is so freaking cute. It's crazy.
I want to go to the trampolinium.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 100%. Great. I don't think it's called a trampolinium, but somewhere in my kids' heads, they decided it was called trampolinium.
That makes it even cuter. Even cuter that it's not actually the thing. I love that. Secondly, you were flying solo this weekend with that too, right? Weren't you?
Yeah, and that was, it went well. My wife was out in Kansas City for a baby shower where it was like negative 15 degrees out there.
Oh.
I was here with the boys for like 3.5 days, and again, shout out to Sky Zone Allendale if you're listening. But their price to go once is the same as their price for a monthly membership for some reason. So I just took them, got a monthly membership, and we went 3 days in a row. Like We're like, it's getting weirder out here in the car. We're going to the trampoline place. Everyone
That's
move.
the move. I want to know the person that goes and is like, just give me the 1 day pass. They're like, sir, it's the same price to come back for a month. And he's like, no, I don't want it. Stop trying to upsell me.
Yeah, so don't trick me. I'll come back, and the next thing you know, I'll be working here, and I'll be spending all this money on your overpriced popcorn. That's where they get you. That's what they're hoping. They're hoping you come and get the pass, then you get hungry and buy their, $30 concession stand food. Not me.
Well, like I said, we'll kudos to you guys for not being under the weather. I hope that continues. I mean, no bad vibes to you guys on that one, and I'm going to be just fine. Don't you worry about me. I'll be good in a couple days here. But in the meantime,
back to ship shape.
Yeah, I'll be there. In the meantime, really looking forward to trying this wine today. We mentioned up top that we're going back to France today. Red wine from France.
Woo!
So
there's just
get
so
a little
much.
bit more. There is a lot there. So let's get a little bit more detail about this red wine from France.
Absolutely. So, being the French linguist that I am, and I'll talk more about why I picked this wine out later, but, to Colin's point, sometimes the label really helps you out. And this label's got a lot going on. This is one of the wordiest labels I've ever seen.
A lot of words.
But it's all like really helpful stuff. Really cool, but also a lot of French. So bear with me, people. So this is from the producer, Chateau de Thau, and that's spelled Thau if you listen to this episode and you want to go looking for it. And this is from the Côte de Bourg. It's about 80% Merlot and 20% Cabernet Sauvignon. It's in the region of Bordeaux, and it's an ABV of 14%. And we got this bottle for about $20. It's a 2022.
Anybody else's have a sticker? Are we going to talk about this again here too?
Oh, I'm going to talk about that sticker.
Okay.
And since we all have the sticker, I'm assuming the sticker is correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's a safe assumption this time.
I know. You know what? I know. So I'll dive into why I picked this wine. And the sticker is great. I actually, I got marketed from this. I love my Total Wine emails. I'll say I'm a little bit of a Total Wine stan there because there's so many good deals in there, and I can't turn it down right now. But this was one they advertised, and they said this is a 95 pointer.
Woo!
95, folks. 95 points.
It's a lot of points.
From Decanter. And, if you've listened long enough back with us, you know that sometimes, I think this is our third wine that we've talked about that's had a Decanter sticker on it. And, I think one we liked and we kind of agreed with, and one we were a little, we were in a little bit of disagreement with the folks at Decanter about their points. So when I saw 95 points and, we talked about the stickers with the Carmen Merlot, and I wanted to see if this really stood up for it. So I'm excited to give this a shot. But that's actually one of 3 reasons I picked this. 2, I kind of suggested earlier, was Holy Label Batman. Like, Colin's talked a lot about labels and the importance of labels and what those say. And this just had so much about the estate, about what they're about their wine, about where it's from. It talks about that they're a certified, sustainable, high environmental value wine. So they're clearly pretty proud of their product. And last but not least, when we did the Côte de Rhône, that was a wine I'd never heard of before. And it's one of my favorite wines now. And it's one of my favorite styles. I've picked up a bunch of different Côte de Rhônes at this point, and I like them all. So when I saw the Côte de Bourg, and I was like, you know what? I haven't heard of that. I have no idea. Let's give it a shot. So I wanted to check out the Decanter 95 points. I was impressed by the label, and I wanted to try something new.
I love it. All fine reasons to make this choice. I was excited about this one. Same kind of reasons. I like generally the area here, and I think this might be a sleeper here, Aaron. I'm excited to give it a go. So,
and we've had a couple different Bordeaux before, but this is actually our first Bordeaux from the right bank, which we are about to learn the difference between the right bank and the left bank in Bordeaux.
Good, because I was just about to say, what's the difference? So that's amazing. Let's do it.
This is the only thing you will learn.
So Bordeaux is home to some of the most famous appellations and some of the most sought-after wines in the entire world. When you think the top of the wine pyramid, Bordeaux is absolutely towards the top. It's also a huge region that produces a ton of wine. So what I hope to do in this learning segment is just learn a little bit more about Bordeaux. And like I said, discuss the difference between the right bank and the left bank.
I feel like it'd be impossible with everything that comes out of Bordeaux for everything to be good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you talked about the quality pyramid, and you were like, not everything is good. I would imagine most coming out of Bordeaux is probably, I don't know.
Nah, there's so much wine being produced in Bordeaux, you really have to be careful because not all of it is great. There are some world-class wines, and we'll talk a little bit more about the regions those come from in a minute, but there's also just mass-produced garbage like you would find in other places. So you do kind of have to be careful when it comes to shopping for Bordeaux because some of those not great mass-produced wines do make it over here as exports. So that's definitely something to keep in mind.
You slap the word Bordeaux on there and
people automatically
buying it.
think quality. Yeah, that's right, which is part of the problem.
Bordeaux and a decanter sticker, and I'm sold. Let's go.
Exactly. All right.
Yeah. So I just want to start off with a quick question. I want to talk about the grapes first. So when you think about Bordeaux red wine grapes, we'll start with the red wine grapes. What are the ones that you guys think of that come to mind immediately? And I know we've touched on this a little bit in other episodes, and there's some right on the label. So we'll obviously talk about
Aaron
those.
and I are very nervous.
Don't say a white grape. Don't say a white grape. Don't say a white grape. Don't say a white grape.
So just
You've been doing this for 27 episodes.
Toss them out. Give me some.
Merlot.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Cabernet Sauvignon.
That's right.
Joel, your turn.
Whoa. Well, you took honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. I only had Merlot in my head. So you took that one and then you impressed me with the Cabernet Sauvignon.
It is on the bottle.
I don't know. Oh, there's another one on here?
No. Just Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon. But
okay. I was like, what?
But the other three major red grapes, there are others now, but are Cabernet Franc, Malbec, and Petit Verdot. And those are the standard Bordeaux blend. And then we'll just go over the white grapes real quick. Any idea what the white grapes are in Bordeaux?
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm thinking. Sauvignon Blanc.
Yes, that's right. Sauvignon Blanc and Sauvignon Blanc's blending partner, Semillon.
Why that took me so long to think of.
Semillon. That's right. I want to talk about the grapes first because, as I mentioned, I want to talk about the right bank and the left bank, and that plays a huge part in the difference between the right bank and the left bank. So the Bordeaux region is split by the Gironde River, which creates kind of these two very distinct grape growing regions within the appellation of Bordeaux. And the left bank, which if you're looking at a map, is west of the Gironde, and that consists of some of the more famous Cabernet Sauvignon regions, like the Médoc, Saint-Julien, Margaux, and Pauillac, amongst others. But those are like, when you think of the tippity top of the Bordeaux ladder, those are some of the sub-regions of Bordeaux at the very top. And as I mentioned, the left bank is known for its world-class cabs. And then the right bank, which if you're looking at the map is going to be east of the Gironde, consists of famous wine regions like Pomerol and Saint-Emilion. Those are really the big two. This wine is actually from the right bank. It is a Merlot-based wine, 80% Merlot, 20% Cabernet Sauvignon. So that actually checks out. So that's really the main difference. It's really just what grapes that they're growing on the right bank, which I mentioned is Merlot, and on the left bank, which are going to be more Cabernet Sauvignon forward wines.
I have a question for you, Colin.
Sure.
I understand. So I've always heard left bank, right bank in reference to Bordeaux. So that helps a lot actually with understanding what's going on. But my question for you is, I understand that it's different grapes that are being grown on the left and right, but is that why there's the separation, or did they grow the different grapes because of the terroir or whatever, something about the landscape was better for those grapes?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. So it just so happens like the best Merlot in the world grows on the right bank.
It's two rival families, and they're firing cannons at each other over the river, and they've been in a feud for generations about which grape is better for Bordeaux.
Well, that is a great story. That is not the case.
You know what? Based on European history, that may actually have been true at one point in history at one time. Tune in next time.
So yeah, it's all about which grapes grow better in which location. So that's absolutely true.
No, that's awesome. Thank you, Colin. Good stuff. Provides a little bit more insight as we're always talking about Bordeaux, right? I mean, it's hard to have a wine podcast and not have a Bordeaux come into the atmosphere here and there. So that helps to paint the picture. Thank you, buddy. All right. Well, now we've learned a little bit. Let's get into our wine today, guys.
tastes like wine.
Yes, I am excited for so many reasons. Love a red wine. Love drinking wine with you guys.
Oh, nice.
Same. Yeah, I have high hopes for this one too.
This is a very purpley wine. Am I making that up? I feel like this is a very purpley wine.
No, I sort of agree with you.
Like if you when you tip it, you kind of see the
yeah, like hold it to the light.
Yeah, I don't want to call it legs because that's a term we've never used. But like when you see the
no, I said hold it to the light.
No, I know. I was saying like when you
okay.
You know, when you kind of turn it and there's the wine still like dripping down the side and the light's really hitting that thinned out wine. It's like very purple.
So the nerdy answer to this, the way you're supposed to assess color in a wine, I've never talked about this because it doesn't really matter. Some people say
it's pretentious and awful.
When you're blind tasting a wine, it can give you an idea of what the wine might be. But you're supposed to hold a white piece of paper, and you're supposed to hold your glass kind of at like let's say, what is that, like a 30-degree angle or something like that?
45 degree angle-ish?
Yeah, maybe somewhere around those lines.
Oh, and see how the light goes through onto the paper?
That's right. And then that gives you,
Oh, that's very cool.
When you look at it that way, it's definitely more red than it is purple.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Now, I do say I've seen social media videos of people at restaurants like holding their wines up like this in front of the waiter. The waiter is like, you know, when they pour a little bit and you're supposed to just smell it and you awkwardly sit there and go, yeah, okay, thank you. And like no one knows. 90% of people in the world, 99% of people in the world have no idea what they're supposed to do in that moment, by the way. When a waiter pours a little bit in, they like smell it, you taste it, and then you go, okay, good. And then they give you the glass. I see social media videos of people looking up at the sun, and like, I swear to God, 90% of the time you see the waiter in the background being like,
yeah, well, those people are just trying to look like pretentious douchebags because they're
succeeding.
There's no reason to hold your wine up like that. I mean, I guess you could be looking for some sort of sediment or something like that, but when the waiter comes and brings you a sample of the wine, it is purely for you to determine whether or not that wine is faulty. It's not for you to determine if you like the wine. It is just to determine whether or not the bottle of wine is good. And if you ever have any question about that, you can ask the sommelier, and they'd be happy to also take a sip, you know, not straight from the bottle, which is what I immediately pictured, which would be hilarious.
Let me check that for you.
Yeah, but
just takes a swig. It's fine.
It's as good as it was last night. No, so that's. Yeah, thank you for telling me that because honestly, like a slight detour. I hate when I go to a steakhouse or something and I order the cheapest red wine on the menu, which has been marked up to like $65, but it is a $25 bottle of wine. And they pour it and they give me a little bit. And I'm like, I'm not going to send it back, man. Like, just pour me the glass. Can I skip that? Is that okay? Can I be like, dude, just pour?
You might if it's corked and it smells like vinegar, though.
Yeah, that's right. So you're looking for wine.
I'll know that when I taste it in a second, and then at that point I'll go, "Oh, wow, this tastes like vinegar."
Yeah, but they're tables.
That's what he's at. That's what he's
they're
waiting
table
for.
side, so you can return the bottle there. But one thing you don't ever do is order a bottle of wine, try it with a little sip, don't like it, and then send it back. That's a big no-no. If you don't like it and you order it, you're just stuck with it.
You're committed.
You're committed.
Can we? This is good. This is going to be a social media post right here. Like this is you're tasting it to see if the wine is corked. That is it. Not if you like it. Not if it's what you were expecting. Like, is it the right color? Like, just
right.
Is it corked? It is not. Drink your wine.
Or I wouldn't say just corked though. Just spoiled.
I think 99% of people have no idea what they're actually doing in that moment, including myself up until right now. It's like, are you asking me if I like this?
No,
like,
he doesn't care if you like it or not.
It's not my job to just drink your wine. Drink your vinegar. Cool. Sorry. Side note.
No. Good information.
That is super
100%.
Important.
Thank you for going down that route. That's two things we learned today.
For sure.
And I want to try this wine. We've had it open here for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and go to Aaron. Let me know what you're getting on the nose, buddy.
It's got a nice aroma to it. It's not like really, really heavy to the face. You know, some of the ones we've opened up have been like real fruit bombs, and this one doesn't seem like that, but it's got some nice, subtle, you know, a little bit of plum.
I'm getting some other action.
Yeah. What are you getting, Joel?
Okay, so what I'm getting here is like a leathery like non-fruity is definitely the plum. Totally agree there.
Yeah, but it doesn't have like the fruit to the face that we've had with some of our red wines.
Yeah, totally. And my first smell is kind of like, oh, it's not stings, but it's like, oh, there's something interesting there. And I think it's that, just like, to me, it's a lot of leather. It smells very
like the word muted keeps coming to my mind. I don't think muted is right, but there's something like it's kind of like this under smell that's not as aggressive and over the top as some other res that we've had, but it's like, yeah, like leathery.
Yeah, I think it's just things that don't smack you in the face as much.
But they're there.
You know? Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't say muted because it's quite expressive. You're getting...
Yeah, that's not the right word.
No, you're getting quite a lot on the sniff. I definitely get some of that plum. I also get a little bit of like strawberry, some other red fruits. I agree with the leather. Absolutely.
There's something else in there too. I can't put my finger on.
Well, there's a hint of vanilla, and honestly, although it's not offensive in any way, you can, and maybe this is what Joel was talking about a little bit with the, I don't know, what you say, not burn, but sting.
Like sting, yeah. Little sting.
Yeah,
little sting.
You can smell the alcohol, but it's not offensive in any way. It's not like wines that we've had before. You can smell the alcohol, and it's just like, oh, this is gross. Just like a shot of vodka type alcohol. Yeah. Right. So while the alcohol does have a presence on the nose, I don't think it's overwhelming or in any way offensive.
You know what else though? Now that I'm really getting into it, we ragged on the Carmen Merlot a lot because it had that over the top, like offensive chemically smell. Now that I'm like really smelling this, there's a hint of that in there, but I feel like it's what it's supposed to be. It's right on top, and it might be that eucalyptus-y, pepperminty, like that kind of cooler scent that was punching you in the face with the Carmen, that was just like making you gag. It's in there a little bit with this, but I think it's like probably what Carmen was trying to get to. Maybe they were doing it in an artificial way. Maybe they went over the top with it, but that's in here a little bit.
Now, this is one of the ones that if it tastes like it smells, we should be in for a treat.
Well, let's give it a go. Okay, Aaron, what do you got, buddy?
So kind of like what Colin was just saying about, if it tastes the way it smells. This tastes exactly the way it smells to me. You get that plum, you get that kind of like leathery, you get that. Right. It's all there in a very similar way. And that's, that sounds obvious, but that actually hasn't been, I feel like, our experience with every, if not most of our wines. Like we usually kind of get a little bit of both. And this one has a really, really similar taste to the smell. And I want to say, like, just from a balance perspective, when I first opened it up, and I took a sip, it was like very thin. And now that it's kind of opened up and aerated, like it has really good tannin, really good mouthfeel. It's very grippy. I like this one. Sorry, I skipped ahead. I have opinions on this one.
You're okay. I don't disagree with you, Aaron. But one thing that I do think is a little bit different is I'm getting a lot more of the like berry when I drink it than I did on the nose. And I'm really glad because makes it really nice. And I would say the berry, and then we kind of were touching on it, but one word I didn't say before is just like a little bit of dirt, little earth in there.
Yeah.
I think comes through a little bit more when you're drinking it. And then everything else that we said, like everything that we called out before, still there with those couple of added things that I'm getting. Colin?
I totally agree. And I like the addition of the dirt. I think that works here. And what surprises me on the sip is how mentholy the sip is, but it feels more mentholy than it tastes. Like it's not, the flavor's not there, but almost the experience is there, if that makes sense. I don't know if you guys are kind of experiencing the same.
It's that cooling kind of, I've a few weeks been thinking about this, like trying to explain like that cooling sensation when you like smell something or taste something. But yeah, it's like that pepperminty, mentholy.
And this one's interesting because you kind of feel it in the nose when you take a sip. It's a really pleasant experience. I'm not knocking the wine at all. I actually really enjoy it. But other than that, I would agree with all the flavor notes. It is much more fruit forward on the palate, I would say, than you would expect on the nose. There is, that plum really comes through. I think you get a lot more of that strawberry. The strawberry hits pretty hard. And then I agree with Aaron on the balance. It's a very well balanced wine.
No, and I want to say about that too, like, we said we like kind of smelt the alcohol in the beginning. But as far as from a tasting perspective, it's very well balanced. And this is a 14% wine. But this might be a little bit of a dangerous wine because you can't really taste the alcohol. It is very well balanced. I am halfway through and it is a 14% wine.
Okay. I think we hit it. Anything else anybody wants to note on this before we get into our review? Okay. Very good. Let's jump right in then.
Yeah, but did they like it? It's time for the review.
All right, here we go. Aaron, this was your wine, so we'll let you give your review last. So,
you're generous,
Colin, I'm
man.
going to throw it to you first. Absolutely.
Yeah, I really enjoy this. It's a really nice sip. I really don't have anything bad to say about it. I think it's well balanced. It's nice and fruity. As I mentioned, the fruit really comes forward on the sip, which is really nice. I like a nice fruit forward wine. And there's enough other stuff there. It's relatively complex. I would say it's not just kind of your boring average Bordeaux. And I am putting this squarely on the kitchen table. I think this is just a really good example of what Bordeaux can be, especially right bank Bordeaux with the Merlot. I'm really enjoying it, and I'd love to show this one around and have other people try it. I think you should absolutely seek this one out and give it a shot.
Going on your kitchen table. Okay, I'm into it. I will go next. I got to tell you, I toyed with the idea of walking over to that wine fridge for a second, at least to revisit what's in there. And I was thinking about it. It's very close to me. I started thinking about the Barogna and the Ygugal Cotes, and I think there was something just like a little bit more exciting in there for me that put them in the wine fridge for me. So I'm gonna put this on the kitchen table, but I'll tell you right now, I think this is my favorite Bordeaux that I've ever had, by far. This is fantastic.
Ooh,
I think so.
Ever on the show?
I definitely on the show.
Wow,
I can't tell you if
fantastic.
I've tried a Bordeaux that I enjoyed more in my life so far. To be fair, I haven't kept as close, notes and recollection of things. But I'll tell you, in the time that I have been, like before the show, in the time that I have been, I can't put another Bordeaux ahead of this one. So really, really, really enjoyed this. Prominent place on the kitchen table. Like, I'm going to want to show this one off when people come over.
Putting it on a little stand.
Absolutely. A little tiny stage on the kitchen table. This one's on there.
Even like the top of the wine fridge. Like, it doesn't quite make it in the wine fridge.
Oh, yeah.
It's over there hanging out with the wine fridge wines, but it's just knocking on the door.
I think that's the perfect image. This little wine bottle just be like, hey, guys, just looking in.
Let me in. Let me in.
Give it a little cartoon arms.
Yeah.
Come on. That's so
Now
cute. That was cute. I love it.
And maybe in a couple of years, this is only like 1 year old, maybe a year and a half.
Right, you let the guy age a little bit.
This might be a wine fridge wine.
Yeah.
Let it develop a little complexity because it's still relatively young, but it's really good.
Absolutely. All right, Aaron, what do you think?
Well, I was about to get real mad at you because this keeps happening to me, or happened to me once, and so I'm gonna say this: I missed the boat on the Eagle Gal. I didn't put the Eagle Gal in my wine fridge, and I should have, because I have literally bought that thing 4 or 5 times since then. I love it. I'm looking at it over Colin's head, and I want it. And it's been sold out at My Total Wine for a while. I think everyone listens to our podcast, and they just went out and bought it. It's been sold out. I didn't put the Dom de Count Werner Riesling in the wine fridge, and I've bought that like 3 or 4 times after, and I really enjoy that wine, and I want to like retroactively put those things in, but I've been told that's against the rules of the wine fridge by the wine gods. So
Getting a little loosey-goosey.
Yeah, and you know what? That's on me. That was on my beginner, ness, whatever. I'm not going to miss the opportunity here because
Whoa.
if you find something better, that's the point.
Yeah.
I think this is, I really enjoy the Cote and I really enjoy the Rioja. And they have these flavors that are, we talked about the Rioja being like complicated and a little bit more of a thinker, and the Cote is pretty straightforward. This one has like a really unique flavor to me. Like, I'm really liking the blend of this. I'm really liking the different ways they're playing together. I'm going to put this in my wine fridge.
Wow.
This is a sub $20 wine.
Yeah.
This was a $19.99 bottle of wine that was on sale for like $17.99 for me when I got it. That's a amazing price point for this quality of wine. And for right now, I have 2 open slots in my wine fridge. This is a wine that I'm going to buy. This is a wine I'm going to buy again. This is a wine that I'll show to people. This is a wine that I'm going to ask people to try. This is a wine that I would like proudly walk into a party or a gathering and bring it in and be like, this is what I brought. I want everyone to test it out. And this is the wine that's going to temporarily end my feud with Decanter, even though Decanter's not aware of my feud. I was really...
They'll be relieved to hear it.
The cease and desist letters will
hey,
stop.
Hey, boss, that Aaron guy from the Stop Wasting Your Wine podcast is giving us a little break.
When we blow up in like 3 years and they retroactively listen to all their lessons or all of our episodes, they're going to be like, man, that guy was mad at us at one point. No, I like this. The sticker's right. It's a 95 pointer. It's a good wine. So yeah, this guy is going in my wine fridge.
Be proud.
I'd buy it again.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. I am 100% with you. I feel like there's a little electricity in the air on this show. Anytime that we have a wine fridge wine.
Oh, yeah.
Amped up right now. I love it. So I think very clearly, just absolutely not a waste of your wine. Fantastic.
Go grab this thing.
Can you run us back through? You spent all the time researching how to say these words.
Oh, yeah. Chateau de Thau, Cote de Bourg, and
sure.
And everyone just shrugs simultaneously because maybe.
That sounds about right.
But we will, like always, we will post the picture of it on our social media. We'll post it on our website. But seriously, this is a good wine for the price. Grab it.
Couldn't agree more. Okay, some exciting news on the social media / stopwastingyourwine.com front. Aaron, you wanna tell the listeners at home what's new in our world?
So we've been joking for a couple weeks about stopwastingyourwine.com/merch. That part of our website still does not exist, but the exciting part is the merch does. So that's really awesome. We have our Stop Wasting Your Wine stickers that are related to all of Joel's fantastic catchphrases. We have our pizza wine sticker. We have our dry AF sticker. And we have our certified porch pounder sticker. They're great.
Don't you just want to be
stickers.
sitting right there on that little porch, just sipping a little wine?
If you're a new listener for us, these are some of the things that we label our wines that fall in different categories. You know, we had a rosé that just seemed fantastic to kind of sit outside and just sip on a rosé, and that was a certified porch pounder. You know, we had a wine that was just great to go with pizza. It's a pizza wine. You know what, Colin, we're going to go back and we're going to drop these images maybe on the pages of the wines that earned those coveted awards from us.
Great idea.
But, you know, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put these stickers online, and, you know, we're going to sell them eventually, but we're also going to start off maybe giving some of these stickers away from folks that engage with us. So stay tuned on our socials, on our social media sites.
I hate that you called it socials.
What's next?
Yeah, no, that
socials, is that a thing?
I'm triggered right now.
Probably so. If it isn't, it's going to be.
Nah.
I'm a trendsetter. I am an influencer. I'm influencing people.
Nobody's using the word socials.
So we have merch. We have merch coming. Please check out our website, stopwastingyourwine.com. Engage with us on Instagram. We have so many followers. It's awesome. So many amazing people. Everyone is fantastic. Check us out on Facebook. Follow us on whatever platform you listen to your podcast on. You know, you can rate us on Spotify. A lot of people don't know about it. If you click on the main screen of our podcast and go to a little rate section and just give us 5 stars, we'd greatly appreciate it. And always follow us. We would love that for sure. Joel, back to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate it. As always, we just appreciate you all coming back and listening to another episode. I'm looking forward to many more. Thanks for hanging out with us. And as always, stop wasting your wine.
Bye, y'all.
See you.
Bye.